There used to be a simple rule for buying a car. Let the first owner take the depreciation hit, then swoop in around year 3 or 4 and drive something nearly new for half the price. It worked for decades. Millions of people built their financial lives around it. That rule is dead. It did not die because of inflation or supply chain problems. It died because of a piece of glass about the size of a dinner plate, bolted to your dashboard and connected to everything that keeps the vehicle alive. This is the post-screen crisis. If you own a vehicle built after roughly 2018, or if you are shopping for a used truck right now, this is the most important thing you watch before you hand over a single dollar. Number 1. The single point of failure. Think about what happened when something broke in a car built in 2003. The radio died and you drove in silence. The climate knob snapped off and you taped a flathead screwdriver to the shaft. Every system was its own island. Independent, dumb, robust. Now walk up to a modern half-ton truck on a dealer lot. That center screen is not an entertainment system. It is the central nervous system of the vehicle. The climate controls live inside it, and the traction control settings live inside it. In many models, the transmission shifter is a button on that screen. Engine diagnostics, camera feeds, trailer brake controllers, and the four-wheel drive interface all route through that one piece of glass. Your phone is designed to survive 3 years before you replace it. A truck is supposed to run for 20. The automakers borrowed the electronics industry's architecture without inheriting its replacement cycle, and that gap is the entire problem. When that screen freezes or dies, you are not looking at an inconvenience. You are looking at a vehicle that is functionally and legally undrivable. The mechanical drivetrain may still run, but without defrosters, windshield wipers, or a working backup camera, the truck fails basic roadworthiness standards, and in some models you cannot even shift out of park. You are driving a 4,000-pound iPad, and when the iPad breaks, the truck breaks with it. Number 2. The oven effect. Inside a dashboard facing south in Phoenix on a July afternoon, the surface temperature behind that glass reaches 140 degrees Fahrenheit. The optically clear adhesive bonding, the digitizer to the display panel begins to soften. The different materials in the screen assembly expand at different rates. The digitizer warps by fractions of a millimeter, enough to cause ghost touches, dead zones, and eventually full delamination, where the layers physically separate and the display goes dark. That is just the heat problem. In a Wisconsin January, those same screens drop to negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit. The owner starts the truck, the heater kicks on, and the screen cycles from deeply cold to warm in 4 minutes. Day after day, season after season, add the constant vibration of a truck on a rough county road, cracking the micro solder joints on the processor board behind the display, the same way a paper clip breaks if you bend it back and forth enough times. Consumer electronics are engineered for living rooms. Your dashboard is not a living room. Number 3. The software death clock. Pull out your phone. If it is more than 5 years old, you have already experienced this. Apps stop updating. Features stop working. The phone still turns on, but it is slowly becoming incompatible with the world around it. Your truck has the same problem. It just does not announce it. Modern vehicles run on operating systems with version numbers and end-of-life dates the manufacturer sets internally and does not print on the window sticker. When Ford or GM decides a software platform is no longer supported, the over-the-air updates stop. No announcement. The updates just stop coming. Several major carriers completed their 3G network shutdowns in 2022 and 2023. Millions of vehicles lost automatic crash notification, stolen vehicle tracking, and remote diagnostics overnight. The hardware in those cars did not change. The world changed, and the cars got left behind. The 4G LTE networks that replaced 3G are not permanent either. The 5G transition is already underway. When 4G enters its sunset phase, a significant portion of the connected vehicle fleet on the road right now loses cellular connectivity entirely. That timeline is within the useful service life of trucks being sold today. You are not buying a truck. You are subscribing to a software platform that will be abandoned before the truck itself wears out. Number 4. The dealership monopoly. The screen went dark. You found the replacement part on a salvage yard website for $95. You called your local independent shop, the one run by a guy who has been fixing trucks since before you were born. He cannot help you. Physically swapping the screen is a 2-hour job. The problem is what happens after installation. Modern infotainment modules are digitally paired to the vehicle's immobilizer, the anti-theft system that prevents the engine from starting without the correct codes present. A replacement screen has to be flashed and coded to the car using proprietary software that the manufacturer licenses only to franchise dealerships. This was not an accident. The right to repair movement has been fighting this exact architecture in state legislatures for years because the effect is a legal monopoly. The independent mechanic who has been your trusted advisor for 15 years is locked out, not by skill, not by tools, by a licensing agreement the manufacturer controls completely. So you go to the dealership, the bill lands somewhere between $2,500 and $4,000. The part that failed cost the manufacturer approximately $60 to produce. The mechanic down the street watches it happen and cannot do a thing about it. Number 5. The second owner time bomb. The bumper-to-bumper warranty on most new trucks expires at 3 years or 36,000 miles, right as the vehicle hits the used market in volume and right at the beginning of the window where infotainment failures statistically cluster. The second owner buys a 2021 truck on a used lot in 2025, convinced they are getting the same deal their parents got. What they are actually buying is a vehicle where the most expensive and least repairable component is at its most vulnerable point, the warranty is gone, the software support window is closing, and the only entity capable of performing the repair charges dealership rates. The old math is broken. A 5-year-old truck is no longer the smart buy. It is a liability dressed up as a bargain. Wholesale auction data already shows used truck prices softening faster than the historical curve on certain model years. The buyers who figure this out first will find bargains. The buyers who do not will find very expensive lessons. The truck your father bought in 2001 is still running somewhere. Real key, mechanical shifter, knob for the heater. A teenager with a socket set can fix most of what goes wrong with it. That truck is not coming back. What is coming is a generation of vehicles designed to become unrepairable orphans at the 5 to 7 year mark. Not because the engine wore out, because a company in Silicon Valley decided your drivetrain should work like a subscription service, and the automakers decided that was fine. Know what you are buying before you buy it. Know when the software support ends. Know what a replacement screen costs at the dealership on the model you are considering. The mechanic who told you to avoid model years from 2019 to 2023 was not being dramatic. He was just paying attention. If this channel helped you make a smarter call before writing that check, hit subscribe. Every week we go through the model years, the failure points, and the trucks worth your money. The next video breaks down exactly which half-ton model years are still worth buying used. It is on screen now.